Hello to you. My name is Jesse Johnson. This is Dimensions Sciences. Dimensional sciences and demons, the second highest of all sciences and demons. The word science means to know, a method to gain knowledge and disseminate that knowledge. The original meaning of the word demon means to know, a system to gain knowledge, to have divine knowledge, a divine guardian spirit, a genius. The word dimension has several contexts. It's the only word with enough expansive definitions to convey complexity, detail, composition, and structure of this universe cosmos. This word can communicate everything with the most precision. Dimensional sciences and demons is one of 4 divisions of the fundamentals category, which are 1, awakened, 2, dimensions, 3, systems, 4, physics. It will be difficult for many to grasp these dimensions, so look closer. The definitions of dimension is a measurement of, extent of, magnitude of, scope of, quantity of, quality of, having a specific number of aspects, a property of, importance of, magnitudes that's independent or in conjunction with other magnitudes, elements or aspects within a set which all other kinds of can be expressed, to indicate relationships and systems, coordinate positions, non-physical aspects of a trait or something, subjective aspects of the isness of something, leisurely ways of, the feeling range and emotional intensities of, patterns and arrays and complex structures of, proportions and levels of, the quality, character, moral, intellectual stature of, belonging to, the life-like or realistic quality of, level of portrayal, the creativity, thought, reason, convictions of, a set of circumstances, environmental factors of, spirituality of, viewpoint of, factors making up something, the planes of organization of, diversities of, aspects of a cultural phenomenon, the social, whole world situations and preoccupations of, the power, stability, states, attributes of, etc. Hence, the differences in the contexts of the word dimension. Those contexts are spiritual, physical, life. There are 3 major categories of dimensions: transcendental, physical, qualitative. The dimensions for physical matters is done with mathematics and measurements. This is colloquial. Mathematics is mechanical and cannot be used to explain this world. It's how a machine sees the world and not a living being. With geometry, there are 4 dimensions: point, specific location, that is, line, distance A to B, that is, plane, area, that is, volume, space, that is, calculus uses derivatives, spatial, space, that is, temporal, time, that is, measurements use weight, mass, force, length, etc. There's nothing wrong with the mechanical perspective, except it's extremely limiting. There are 2 sides to everything, yours and the truth. Now, let's go to dimensional laws. Number 1, something, nothing, none, non-existence, etc. are dimensions. Number 2, nothing exists without dimensions to make it so. 3, All things, the simplest simple to the most complex complexities, has dimensions to make it so. Number 4, every dimension is a whole without parts. Number 5, dimensions do not exist or non-exist. Number 6, dimensions cannot be proven or disproven. Number 7, dimensions can't come into existence or go out. Number 8, dimensions are everywhere and nowhere. Number 9, dimensions are now, only now, and never now. Number 10, dimensions are the only. Number 11, there are base dimensions and sub-dimensions to those base dimensions. 12, not even nothing is without dimensions. That makes it so. Number 13, whatsoever is and is not has dimensions for its isness and is notness. Number 14, if any dimension was not the case, then those matters which shows up in this real universe indicating it would not be a real aspect of this real universe. Number 15, no mechanism makes dimensions possible or impossible. Number 16, dimensions are simultaneous, instantaneous, one and not one. Number 17, every dimension is a dimension unto itself, true, independent, absolute. Number 18, dimensions produce physically, indefinitely large quantity amounts of a physical universe cosmos. 19, no dimension supersedes another, is superior to another, etc., another dimension. Number 20, every dimension is invariant and conserved. It's impossible to be other than this. Number 21, every dimension is necessary, sufficient for every other dimension. Now, coming up are lists of dimensions for the 3 major categories: transcendental, physical, and qualitative. Those listed shall not be given explanations. You must learn to see for yourself. Do not mix categories. Do not add or subtract anything. And please stop the video at any point you please to repeat something or to read anything. Let's begin. Hold on. I'm going to move the camera. Now, these are the transcendental dimensions, 1 through 22. If you read this from 1 to 22, you will get an idea. As a matter of fact, you will get more than an idea of the transcendental dimensions. I will not read these because it takes too much time. So please stop your video at any point and read these. None, necessary, sufficient, ultimate, moment, this moment. Non, no, thing, only, the only, perfect, true, perfect. Reality itself is a dimension. Non-objective, non-subjective, non-arise, and so forth, and so on. Read all of these. Once again, stop your video at any point that you feel you must read them and repeat them. Hold on, please. This here's transcendental dimensions here. Starting from 23 all the way to number 40. As you can see, trans-infinity, self-evident, trans-whole, true eternity, indeterminable, indefinable, true trans-mechanismless, invariant, true perpetual. Now, the now in this case for transcendental dimensions is a infinitesimal durationless, mechanismless, non-transform. Let us go. Continue with transcendental dimensions. From 41 all the way to 52. As you can see, spontaneous, no, be. Eternal genius, true infinity, no else, and so on. Please stop the camera at any point. Pardon me, the video at any point. Now let's go to physical dimensions. These are the first page of physical dimensions. As you can see, conditional, inevitable, neither, final, none, no thing, something, only, perfect, possible, impossible, prime, source, 100% objective, essence, spirit, from 1 all the way to 35, finity, finite. These are dimensions. Without dimensions, any one dimension, this universe would not show that dimension. Let's continue with physical dimensions from 36 all the way to 71. Axiomatic, self-auto, absolute, 50, order, 51, other, and so forth all the way to 71. Stop the video at any point and read these, please. We will continue with physical dimensions, starting with 72 all the way to 102. From form, base, unique, beyond, these are dimensions, not simply words. As a matter of fact, words only point to a thing. It is not, the word itself is not the thing itself. Next, force, principle, ascendant, field, instantaneous, transform, pointer, derivative, all the way to 102. Let's continue, please, with physical dimensions. Physical dimensions, starting from 103 to 135, one cosmos field. Number 132, 1 plus 1 equals 2, 1 plus 1 equals 2, plus or minus, synergy. 110, quantity, 103 all the way to 135. Let's continue with physical dimensions. This is 136 all the way to 149. Complex, realization of the physical. Number 145, self-acting. Number 136, conservation of universe. 137, possible. 138, impossible. 139, without date. And so forth. Let's go now to qualitative dimensions. Qualitative dimensions are the dimensions that exist because you and living beings, perceiving systems are the case. Without living systems with perceptions and other faculties, the qualitative dimensions would not be there. We will start from 1 to 35. Openness, happen, event, inherent, cosmic, presence, permanence. Time is a qualitative dimension. It does not exist as a physical dimension, does not exist in and of itself as a reality. It needs a living being to be produced. Actuality is also the case. Definition, spiritual presence. Now, from 1 to 35, let's go to qualitative dimensions, continuing 36 to 70, event, activity, self, grade, complete. These are dimensions. Without any of these dimensions, all of the others would not be the case as we know them. Let's go to the last page of qualitative dimensions, 71 all the way to 101, which is here. Substantial, life, objective chemistry, radiations, life, subjective. That's how you experience life because you are being life. When it is objective, you try to study it from what it is made of, how it functions, and so forth. 71 all the way to 101. I want to thank everyone for listening and watching. And please share this video and also subscribe. Have a very good day.